Hi, welcome to our kitchen. Today on Omnis Eat Vegan, our kitchen, we are making cheese. My name's John, and specifically today we are going to make pepper jack cheese. The recipe comes to us from veganricha.com. There'll be a link in the comments below. What we start out with today is we're going to take olive oil and grease a pan so that when our cheese is done, obviously we're gonna have something to put it in and be able to get it back out. What we're gonna do next is combine our dry ingredients in our bowl. It's gonna be 1.5 tablespoons of tapioca starch, 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1.5 tablespoons of chickpea flour, and 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, savory nutritional yeast. We're also gonna combine a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, and half a teaspoon of salt, which we're gonna probably either add. I'm probably gonna add to it because I like salt. Once we get to a second part of the recipe, and that's these ingredients in this red bowl. What we're gonna do then, we're gonna take these dry ingredients and mix in a half a cup of almond milk, Nature's Promise almond milk from unsweetened, from Giant. And we're gonna take those dry ingredients I mentioned before. We're gonna put it in this bowl, and we're gonna whisk those together. And we want to try and get a nice smooth. We're trying to get all our ingredients mixed together so it's nice and smooth. Again, we're shooting for a cheese, and this stuff really, I mean, even as it is, has a very strong, for being an Omni, this has a very cheese-like smell to it. And I don't know whether that's, I guess I would probably give credit to the nutritional yeast. That's where I think this smell is coming from. I haven't smelled the other ingredients as I was putting them together ahead of time. I think that's where the smell is coming from. It also has, I think I smell a lot of the chickpea flour. The starches I couldn't really smell as I was putting them in. And of course, obviously it's the garlic. That's the other smell that I'm getting. And then that's trying to shoot for like consistency, sort of like this. Then we're gonna take our blue bowl, which has got 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We're going to mix that together in our bowl here before we go to the stovetop. And that's going to give us even more of it definitely has a creamy look to it. And I'm trying to get everything mixed in from the sides. And then on our stovetop, we're gonna need another cup of almond milk, unsweetened almond milk. And to that, we are going to add 2.5 teaspoons of agar powder, which is sort of like a thickening agent, according to the nice lady that I bought the stuff from. I put 5 in because I'm using a half a teaspoon measuring spoon. I'm gonna put this on my stovetop for 4 minutes until it comes to a nice rolling boil on medium heat. But again, it has to come to a rolling boil. As this is heating up, obviously I don't want anything to burn because there's a lot of, actually I don't know, I always worry about things burning tight to the bottom of my pan and affecting the taste. And since this is my first time ever cooking vegan cheese, I'm just probably being overtly cautious. You know what they say, watch pot never boils. It's achieved our rolling boil. So we're supposed to leave it there and let it cook for 4 minutes. And that's been 4 minutes at our boil, so we're going to turn this down now and mix in our ingredients from before. And then you're starting to see it's definitely getting a thick consistency. Now, according to the recipe, we're going to give this a good stir, and then get it back up to medium heat. And it's going to boil for another 4 minutes, and then at that point, I'm going to taste it again. And we're going to start to fold in and add our red pepper flakes. In this case, I'm going to add just red powder. I like the, normally in cheese I prefer a very smooth consistency, and so that's what I'm shooting for. The recipe does call for red powder flakes, so it is, as you can see, that's pretty thick. Alright, we're going to taste this. This is now, definitely seems done. I'm going to taste this and add our pepper flakes in. This is what we're going to be adding to give it our red pepper flavor. I'm going to need more salt. Based on my taste of it, I'm going to need more salt and then more red pepper. It does not have a very, it doesn't have a strong cheese flavor to it. It does not really have a strong flavor at all at this point. I think that's actually really good right there. Yeah. So I'm ready to take it off the heat, and I'm going to be pouring it into our dish that I greased at the very beginning. And we've taken this cheese off the oven now. We're going to remove it from its bowl, or remove it from its pan. And this is going to end up sitting in our refrigerator for at least an hour. and then it's actually going to be shreddable, given based on the recipe. And I definitely believe that, just given its consistency and the way the recipe and all the ingredients interacted on the stove, and and they're interacting right now. And so the next time we'll see this is in at minimum an hour, and hopefully we'll either be tasting it or shredding it. I'm gonna ask Neil to join me in tasting this wonderful pepper jack cheese. Here's our cheese. It definitely has a springy texture to it. Definitely, there's resistance there. Excuse me, sir. I'd like to cut the cheese. We'll just cut it. Okay. It cut fairly easily and came out. Neil, would you get me a plate, please? So we can put some down.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're gonna try it on crackers or with crackers, just like I would eat normal cheese. It does seem to cut in a manner in which that would make me think that you could shred it. It does seem a little bit like gelatin. It almost feels like I could spread it, but it doesn't seem. As I'm trying to use a knife to spread it, it does not spread. So it's very firm. So you definitely could grate this cheese and put it in place of a pepper jack cheese.
How's it taste?
Okay. It's sweet. An unexpected sweetness. Almost, I would say that if I had to label the sweetness, because I've tasted a lot of the ingredients. Oh, I keep spinning this around. It tastes a lot like this flour. I get it's not. It's a little spicy. I might have put a little extra red pepper in there.
Yeah. No,
I would eat it.
I wouldn't. I don't like pepper jack. Oh, thank you. Seeing as I don't like pepper jack in general, it just makes me not want to eat pepper jack processed, non-vegan either. You can have the rest of that.
So for texture, it's very similar. I think it's very similar to cheese.
Agreed.
Taste,
Horrible.
I wouldn't go as far as to say horrible.
Okay, generally bad.
Not generally bad either. It definitely is not. I mean, it's not cheese. Now that could be me. That could be my interpretation of the recipe. It might have might have something better. It might have a little bit better outcome had I used pepper flakes, which would give it a little bit more of a crunchy texture.
Yeah, because the crunchy texture.
I would definitely probably, when I make this again, I would add more. Might add more vinegar. I might add definitely more. I definitely would add more of this, the nutritional yeast flakes, because I think it adds more of a cheese flavor. I would also add more lemon and salt to try and cut some of that sweetness that's coming out as part of the thing. It's very confusing as somebody who's eaten regular pepper jack cheese. Usually it's a cheese flavor and it's a pepper flavor, I definitely would use unsweetened, plain almond milk. No, I would not use any vanilla or anything else like that. Definitely unsweetened, plain almond milk to try and eliminate any sweetness flavor that might come in. Thank you for trying the pepper jack cheese.
You have the rest of that.
Thank you, buddy. I will eat the rest of it. I appreciate your effort. A for effort.
That's a 1 out of 10.
That's a 1 out of 10. I think it's probably at least a 3 or 4. Thanks for watching.